Thank you so much for being a part of our hospitality team by serving on Coffee Bar. Coffee Bar is one of the most technical positions here at Lighthouse, and we're glad to have you as a part of the team. There are 3 main responsibilities that we request from you while serving at Coffee Bar. We will cover these individually, but they are making pour-over coffee, serving burritos, and maintaining the free refreshment area. All of these fall into your responsibility during the service that you are serving. Let's dive in and cover them individually. When you have a guest visit the Coffee Bar, be sure to greet them with a smile. When you find out what they would like to purchase, go ahead and use the iPad kiosk to receive their donation. After you select what they would like, go ahead and press the charge button at the bottom of the screen. If it is a cash payment, select the amount of cash being given. Once you press on one of the buttons for cash, it will finalize the sale. Give the guest any necessary change and then their product. If you happen to select the wrong item, then go ahead and swipe the item to the left. Press delete, and then proceed to walk through the purchase screen. If they happen to want to use a credit or debit card, all you have to do is get to the purchase screen and swipe the card through. It will process and notify you when the transaction was completed. Finally, if someone wants a burrito, the best practice is to hand them the burrito in a napkin. The burritos tend to get really hot, so this is a good way to protect your guests' hands. As a side note, we track all of our transactions for financial purposes. For this reason, if someone has a card for a worship team burrito, they don't owe any money, but be sure to select the worship team burrito button on the point of sale system and then close out the transaction. So now let's make a pour over. Don't worry, it isn't super difficult. Just be sure to follow the steps. No shortcuts, and let's begin. Start by turning on the scale. Make sure the unit is in grams. Put the clear glass cup on the scale and zero out the scale. You do this by pressing the on-off button again. Grab the desired beans and start scooping the beans into the glass until the scale reads 18 grams. Make sure the grinder is completely empty, then put the 18 grams of beans into the coffee grinder and make sure the dot is set to coarse. Grind the beans at time level 6. Once all the beans have been ground, go ahead and smack the side of the grinder in order to get all the beans out of the grinder. Fill the gooseneck kettle with the hot water and set it to the side to use later. Grab a paper cup, the white glass filter holder, and a filter. Use some of the hot water in the kettle to completely wet the filter over a paper cup. This removes the papery taste from the coffee. Dump the water in the paper cup into one of the yellow bins and return the filter, holder, and cup to the scale. Dump the grounds into the filter and remember to zero out the scale before you start adding any water. When the scale is zeroed out, use the hot water and be sure to wet all of the grounds. Once they are all wet, stop and wait. You will start to smell the coffee aromas and see the grounds bubble. This is called the bloom. Once the bloom has sat for about 30 seconds to a minute, continue pouring the water at a slow, consistent speed. Pour the water in a counterclockwise motion and then rest in the middle. Then continue to repeat this pattern. As you continue to pour the water, the magic number we're aiming for is 270 grams. Once the scale reads 270 grams, stop and wait for all the water to empty from the filter. We've done the math, and this should fill the cup to the perfect amount of coffee. Once the water is empty, remove the filter and holder, and serve the coffee to your guests with a smile. When you're done serving the coffee, make sure you clean up your area. People will be encouraged to buy one of our delicious coffees if they see that you care about the presentation of your station. During your shift on Coffee Bar, it is your responsibility to make sure that the entire refreshment area looks presentable and the water is filled up. A dingy, gross-looking refreshment area is very unappealing to guests. Before your shift starts and after it ends, no matter what service you're working, be sure to turn the coffee stations from drab to fab. Don't worry, you don't have to vacuum the floor or steam dry the tablecloths. Just make sure that everything looks presentable, clean, and pleasant for anyone that walks through the front doors. Thank you so much for your willingness to volunteer on our Coffee Bar team. We hope these videos have provided a bit more information for you to confidently serve the Lighthouse family with excellence. If you have any further questions, feel free to email me at ethan@lighthousechurch.tv or grab me or one of the ministry leads for assistance. Remember, you are valued and appreciated by the entire team. God bless.